Somehow, I find myself here again, a reoccurring dream that keeps me asleep, a cycle that I cannot explain. Am I dead, and this is my heaven? Or am I alive, and the cycle is hell? If this is hell, then let me drift forever. A familiar cycle, a sweetness I can taste. The sun, the birds, the trees. If it's true, then let me drift forever. I had a goal for this fight. I wanted to build a treehouse, something cozy, high up off the ground, a base that would bring me closer to the sun. And in order to do that, I had to claim this tree. And so, I got to work, collecting wood and preparing to build. I wanted to make this treehouse out of wood, for obvious reasons. When I think of a treehouse, I think of wood. I didn't want to waste too much time, so I began building as quickly as I could. I was just getting started, and already the vibes were perfect. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Orange. Be sure to subscribe, because I post chill content like this every week. I didn't have an exact design in mind, so I left my roof open because I wasn't sure exactly where I would be building up. But what I did know for sure is that I was planning to build as high up as I could. I chose this spot as my access to the second floor, and then I continued to build upward. The swamplands were peaceful, at least up to this point. Many animals lurking in the area, yielding plenty of food and low grade. Every now and then, while I worked, I noticed others passing by. They could potentially be threats, but up to this point, they weren't. Now, this is still rust, and moments like this are not completely avoidable. But I didn't let that hold me back. I tried my best to remain completely focused, building my cozy treehouse. It was safe to say that I had claimed the spot, and I was planning to expand the base much more and decorate it to my taste. But in order to grow, I needed more resources. I continued the grind for scrap and resources, and from time to time, I would make a risky run to the supermarket in attempts of recycling. The less clutter, the better, and in exchange, I could bring home something valuable. But on this particular run, I had company waiting for me at my door. Make note of this name. I became very familiar with it. That night, he returned. I found it very difficult to defend this base, but I did the best I could. At this point, I decided to grab the majority of my loot and get as far away from the base as I could, storing the items in a small box temporarily. This guy didn't have a mic, but our conversations were carried out in the chat, and I have to admit, he was a likable guy, not as aggressive as he seemed. I decided to move the remainder of the loot into my airlock, the airlock that would soon become the downfall of this raider. At some point in the conversation, he said this, and I decided I wasn't going to respond to make it seem like I logged off, but in reality, I was planning to seal up the base, and so I did just that. The last thing I did while repairing my base was head over to my small box and bring back the loot that I stored away. I can't lie, I really considered upgrading my base to stone. I even took the time to farm that stone, but I just couldn't convince myself to do it. What kind of treehouse is made of stone? I told myself if I was gonna get raided, the raiders were gonna do it regardless, stone or wood. So to me, it was better that I stick with the cozy life that I wanted for this treehouse. And now that my base was fixed up, I shifted my attention back to collecting scrap and loot. And on my way to the supermarket to recycle, I was struck by the beauty of the sky on this rainy day. The gloom was rampant, but the sun breaking through was enough to put my heart at ease. It's moments like this that keep me coming back wipe after wipe to this game. I don't think the developers know exactly how beautiful of a game they created, and someday, if they ever see this, I hope they get the idea. To me, this is artwork, and artwork is beautiful. At this point in the wipe, I was ready to expand even more. So initially, I expanded outward with the goal of moving upward soon after. Overall, the wipe was going well. Sure, the raid attempt threw things off, but at the end, it wasn't that bad, and I was able to rebuild and continue. I was feeling really good at this point, and I was excited to see where the base was gonna go from here. This is only part 1, so I'll see you next week as we continue the journey. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thanks to my YouTube members. Dreamers, I'll see you all next week. Until then, you've been watching an Orange Dream production.